Okay, so I was randomly editing this thing, and I saw a video come up on YouTube, and I made it to around chapter 2 of this, and I wanted to I wanted to write a comment on this because I made it here, and I already had a ton to say about it. Nothing bad about it, but just like I wanted to say something. It would have been too long to put into a comment, and it would have been like I communicate better with my voice. So I'm actually gonna rewatch this. Um, and just pause it as I go, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot I want to say here because I've actually joined this server as well a long time ago when I came across the non pay to win thing. And I had a lot to say there too, but I didn't really know how. But anyway, I'm just going to go here and I'll cut things up so I'm not stealing his thingy, his video. But yeah, I wanted to say stuff.
This is going to be my longest and probably most controversial video. At first, you are going to think my channel has been hacked or I've been forced to talk at gunpoint, but by the end, well, let's just hope you get that far. Recently, my server OG Network released a new pay-to-win survival game mode. I
haven't been on this server in over a year, so...
No, the anti-pay-to-win guy releasing a pay-to-win game mode hardly makes sense, but it will in due time. In order to explain the revelation I've come to the past 2 years, I'm going to be sharing some sensitive information in this video, including how much money in total my server has made, how much we've spent, and much more.
Alright, when I started watching this, I had a very good feeling of where this was going. In this day and age, it's hard to run these things. Very unfortunate.
I'm also going to share with you some behind the scenes controversies in the anti-pay-to-win community, which has led me to gain a new perspective hidden to the general public. I'm going to ultimately tell you why Minecraft servers need to be pay-to-win. Let's begin. So
it's not necessarily true. I don't need to pay to win. I have ideas for those types of servers on how you can make it semi-pay to win, but also rewarding to players that play the game normally. But that's an entire rant that I'll probably do at the end.
What's exactly happened to warrant such a long and dramatic video? Well, as of just a day ago now, I did the unthinkable on my Minecraft server og-network.net and released a pay-to-win survival game mode. The game mode is an RPG SMP where players can pick one of 4 unique classes, Rogue, Droid, Cleric, and Shogun, each with special activatable abilities and perks, and level up those abilities to beat dungeons of increasing difficulties and upgrade their gear beyond vanilla levels. The server has ranks, and these ranks do in fact give you advantages, from kits with useful gear to player warps where players can set up shops and bases which other players can visit, extra auction house slots, extra play vaults, and more. The game mode is not competitive though. PvP is enabled, which allows you to use the cool class abilities in fights, but ultimately this is a peaceful cooperative survival game mode where you can protect your land and builds with claims and work together with others to build huge bases to get through dungeons and eventually get rare enchantments to upgrade gear and skills in an RPG style. And like I said, while it isn't competitive, it is still pay to win. But why? My server is meant to be non-pay to.
Alright, so about this new game mode thing he released. I've never played RPG MMO on Minecraft. Not because a lot of them were pay to win, but just because I didn't have time. The one that he mentions here actually does look cool, and I might play on it. Even though I said that I wasn't going to do Minecraft anymore because it was boring, this at least had something new and progressive based, and not just build a wooden hut, go kill dragon, end game within 2 hours. I don't think I'll make a series on it, but if I ever get bored, I might just play it and maybe record it. I don't know. But this does look cool.
Win. I've always been against pay-to-win servers. I even dupe on them. How does it make sense that I, of all people, would release a pay-to-win game mode? Isn't that extremely hypocritical? Am I just money hungry or greedy? Well, my critics would certainly say so, but it's a lot deeper than that.
I also like how his MMO thing is cooperative. I think that's cool.
You have to hear me out and make up your mind for yourself. Let's get the big question out the way first. Why did I change my mind? Ever since my channel began in early 2020, I was always strongly opposed to pay-to-win Minecraft servers. Have a listen to a 500 subscriber Mr. Epic talk about it in his very first video essay way back in March of 2020.
Cosmic PvP did have a very large impact on factions. It was overall negative.
as many servers would monetize their features much more than you would even see in mobile games today. A lot of faction servers would make things unnecessarily grindy in order to try and tempt players to spend real money on the game. And this wasn't an uncommon occurrence. Sometimes I would make entire videos dedicated to the topic, which, keep in mind, was over 2 years before I did duping videos or that style of video ever became popular on YouTube.
And I'll say about slot machine pay to win things, it's bullshit. Saying it now, it's bullshit. Like, if you have a slot machine pay to win, I guess, mechanic, it should be even for both sides. The best correlation I can make to this is Black Ops 3. That had a gambling mechanic to supply drops, so you couldn't just pick the gun that you wanted to get, because a lot of them were overpowered. Well, a few of them were. The Annex Shadowclaw, Bayonet, best melee in the game. But no, they had a pay to win for the what was it? The supply drops, but it was 200 CP for one rare, and one rare in the game took 30 crypto keys, and you could get that easily from playing maybe 3 matches, 3, 4, it's around 3 to 5 matches you could get them, because every time you leveled up you got a crypto key, and I don't think it was too unfair to people that played it legit, unless you were just buying mass amounts of it, but even then it was a gambling thing, so, and I guess it was a rated M game, so yeah, I mean, but it was a gambling mechanic that wasn't, like, ridiculous, I guess. And they also had events going on where if you didn't want to spend it normally, they had sometimes a big box bundle. I did that once because you got 100 of them for 5,000 CP, and 100 of them would normally be, it's 200 math. I think I did this a while ago. 100 would be like, it's either $100 or $200, something like that. I remember doing the math a while ago, but yeah, it was. I guess those things are like, if someone didn't want to buy them when nothing was going on because it was a lot of money, the big box bundle was like, hey, if you, it's only $40 basically for 100 of those, and you're almost guaranteed at least one weapon from it. And the weapons, I'm getting off track here, but the weapons are like, you can get them, but it's not really pay to win because you still have to be good at the game to use them. So, and I just sucked at that game. But yeah, anyway, I could go more into it, but I'm like getting off topic now, so I guess I can probably talk more at the end. I don't know, I'm not good at this type of stuff.
In fact, I disliked pay-to-win Minecraft servers so much that I opened my own non-pay-to-win one in April of 2021. And, while I didn't know it at the time, this would spell the beginning of the end of my dislike for pay-to-win servers. But let's ignore that all for now and skip ahead all the way to April.
Okay, one quick thing. I don't like the pay-to-wins either, but I don't like the pay-to-wins that completely, like, make the prices ridiculous and make it unfair to everyone else. I hate the rich kid pay-to-win servers. That's what I hate. It's shit. And, yeah, I don't know. There'll be a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense in this that I'm saying. Yeah.
Of last year. In April of last year, I decided to conduct a bit of research. I got a custom script made that would track the revenue of a selection of about 20 Minecraft servers over the span of a month. I did this by scraping their website's recent purchases section and documenting every purchase. The reason I said I made the video was to ultimately attempt to estimate Hypixel server revenue, but what I didn't mention was that initially this wasn't even going to be a video, and the reason I was doing this was to collect data in private so I could compare the earnings of pay-to-win servers to non-pay-to-win ones. And the results were, well, worse than I could have imagined. Here's the average player count of some non-pay-to-win servers and how much money they made in 30 days. Massive Craft, an entirely non-pay-to-win server, averaging around...
Shit. How do I get rid of these? It was for... I need to turn off these notifications. Oops. No! How do I get these off? Hold on. One sec. Shit! Oh no, I didn't do anything. Okay, there. I thought I stopped recording. I turned them off. Sorry about that.
50 players and peaking at 100 players made $1,170 that month. PvP Gym, a German non-pay-to-win server averaging around 100 players, made $917. Stray.gg, a server averaging 100 to 125 players daily at the time, made $2,200. Fire Vanilla, averaging 75 to 125 players, made $1,700. And then finally, Purity Vanilla, a non-pay-to-win semi-anarchy server averaging 75 players at the time, we actually miscalculated their revenue as $3,160 due to their Tebek store's rank upgrades being set up differently and inflated it by triple, as the server's owners kindly pointed out. So they likely actually made around $1,000 in that month as well. Now, let's compare these figures to some pay-to-win servers of the same size. Vanilla Europa, a semi-pay-to-win server averaging 50 to 60 players, made $3,612, almost 3 times more than most of the non-pay-to-win servers the same size, if not bigger. Pay-to-win server Melon SMP, averaging only around 30 to 40 players at the time, half as much as most of the non-pay-to-win servers, made almost $4,000. Mineville, a server with 75 to 80 average players, $4,746. Speed MC, a server with 60 to 70 players, made almost $5,000. And finally, Purple Prison, a server which averages 75 to 100 players, $32,115. Do you guys notice the obscene discrepancies here? These pay-to-win servers aren't just making a bit more or even double the amount compared to non-pay-to-win ones. They're making 4 times, 5 times, or even 30 times what the non-pay-to-win servers make with the same number of players, if not less.
Alright, something I want to say here that does make sense, but what doesn't make sense to me is why do people want to play on a server where they use money? Like... And I think it's like this because there's so many servers now that use pay to win, so there's no really stopping it unless everyone were to stop doing that and people would actually have to play the game without pay to win stuff. I mean, my take on it, and this isn't just for Minecraft, I mean, this is for a lot of stuff. Far Cry 6 kind of killed my love for the series, and Far Cry 5 kind of, just because they had pay to win mechanics in a single player game. What is the point of playing a game if you're just going to buy progression or buy things to make the game easier and then have everything? Because the point of the game is to play it to earn your way to the top, and there's a lot of playtime in that. But if you just buy everything, you have everything at the start, and there's no reason to play it. Like, it's stupid. I mean, with Far Cry 6, I got the collector's bundle, because I liked the game series and everything, but then when I played it, I had everything at the beginning, and there was no way to get rid of it, unless I played it on a new account or something. Yes, I had the choice not to use the weapons, which is what I did. But I just think that's stupid. Why? They basically gave you everything at the start. And then buying an in-game currency because they make it hard to obtain in the actual game? Like, really? I don't know, it's just dumb. They make it hard to get in the game itself, so that way you kind of just have to buy it. But I mean, in Minecraft too, it shouldn't be that hard to get, as long as the pay-to-win mechanic also works for people that don't pay to win. Some of them don't, I know. But like, Mr. Epix, if his says it goes beyond in-game enchantments, I'm sure there's a way to get that legitimately, so why don't people just do that? I mean, sure, you're a kid, you're living with your parents, you don't have many expenses like car payments and shit, but, I don't know how people can even pay for all this stuff, like, good lord. It just seems like a waste of money to me, and me saying that, even though I did that as a kid. I didn't do it much, but I did do it as a kid. Specifically... it was some mobile game. Even though it wasn't like as much compared to this stuff, it was still quite a bit. I think it was like 100 or something on some mobile game that I played. I don't remember what it is. I think it was Smashy Road, I regret to say. Because I thought the cars were cool and I couldn't play it a lot. I don't remember if that was it though, but yeah, I just don't understand why people feel they need to spend absurd amount of money on a video game. I don't know. I mean, if you're able to unlock it yourself eventually through playing it, then sure. And I understand too, people don't have a lot of time to play games, especially when you're older. I don't have a lot of time to play games. I got the weekends, usually Sunday, and which is today. And usually I'd spend that either editing if I have something or playing something to then edit the next weekend. So yeah, I understand time is also a thing too, and it speeds up time. But I don't know, it's kind of like my take. This is going to be a bit of a rant, and if you want to skip through this, just skim the video until you see the screen moving again. But this and I've said this countless times before. This is kind of what killed my killed the Burnout series for me anyway. And I guess I wouldn't say gaming in general, but it kind of put a damper on things. I remember whenever I went to my cousin's house, and this wasn't often, he had Burnout Paradise on the Xbox 360 because I didn't have an Xbox. So whenever I went there, I'd play that game. And I grew up with Burnout. I had in 2006 or 7. I think it was for my 5th or 6th birthday. My mom got me a PSP. And I had on there Namco Museum Battle Collection and Burnout Dominator. And I played Burnout Dominator constantly. I wasn't good at it until a little bit later, and I eventually 100% of the game. But that game was super fun. It legit was just tracks. You tried to get the objectives going 100 miles an hour, doing things that weren't realistic at all in the game, and it was just really fun. And then I got Burnout Legends, played that. Still haven't beaten it all the way yet. And I got it on the emulators and stuff too. I've been doing that sometimes when I get bored. Let's see. I had Burnout Revenge I played. And then I eventually got one on the PS2. And Burnout 3, Burnout Takedown is the only one I haven't played. But then when I played, because I played all of them except for Takedown and I think one other one. But then there was Burnout Paradise, which I thought was really cool because it was the first game that was online. And I was using my cousin's account. But it was the first game that was online. And even though I couldn't talk with anyone, people still kind of interacted with their cars and driving around and stuff. It was kind of like a way to do that without a microphone. Because when I played, a lot of people didn't seem to have one. And I guess the way people showed their progression was driving around with the best car they had unlocked. And showing their lap times on the burning laps. Which, this game is basically like GTA, but you can't get out of your car. So there's a start point and an end point for some burning laps throughout the city, and you can kind of just do that, and it shows your progression in live time because people can watch you do it. I remember being in with like 3 or 4 other players watching some guy try to get the best lap on one of the streets. And I don't know, it was just a cool interaction between players because no one had a microphone, so it was like finding a way to do it. I don't know, I just think it was really, I don't know, just wholesome is the right word, but I don't know, it's cool to me. So, the thing about that game is to complete everything in the game actually gives you a really cool 100% reward, and the only way to get that is to literally complete everything in the game. And I think it was either the Nighthawk, or it was a car that was chrome. It was a chrome police car, because in that day, chrome was like the highest thing. Chrome was just the coolest thing back then. So, I remember having that, and people actually looked up to you for unlocking that. Like, you were seen as a good player, and people wanted to match you for unlocking that car. Because you had to do everything. You had to do all the stunt jumps. You had to get gold on every race mission, every road rage, everything. You had to get all the, you had to get best time on lap stuff and whatnot. So getting that car was really cool. And I remember getting it finally. And I was so relieved to have it finally because I saw a few other people that had it. And then I think that's what sparked me to want to 100% games. At least ones that weren't ridiculous in objectives like Black Ops 3 and all that stuff. But that's what made me want 100% games. I'm pretty sure. Because after that is when I went back to Burnout Dominator and stuff to 100% those. Because I never got those until after Paradise. So I kind of did them in reverse order. But I got that car and I legit had people following me around in that car as I was just doing stuff. And I did strange thing because you can still receive messages on 360 because that was still a thing. And I remember people asking, "How did you get that car, dude? It's so cool," and stuff like that. And I just typed, "You have to unlock it" or something. I don't know. If I was young, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was really a no-brainer. I mean, you had to unlock it, and I saw that cool. So what changed with that is when EA, I'm pretty sure they either bought the rights to Burnout or they had, I'd have to look into it. I didn't do my research. But I think they probably bought the rights to it. Because I remember going on and a lot of people had it, but there was something different about when people had it. Because no one was really following anyone around. No one was really playing like how they used to. And this was like after I had done that, it had been like half a year. I didn't see my cousin often. So when I went back on there, a lot of stuff changed, and I figured out that you could just buy that car. I think it was like $5. And I don't know, that was just like crushing, I guess, because thinking back on it now, that was just a huge fuck you to the people that unlocked that legitimately. Like, all the time and effort that went into that, just for them to say, oh, you can just buy this 100% reward, lots of time put into this car that you're supposed to get as 100% reward. And I was just like, wow, okay. And I kind of just didn't play that game again. And then when it came out on the remastered version for the computer, I got it, on Steam to see if anything would be different. I can't even launch the fucking game. It just crashes every time I try to launch. And then looking it up on Reddit, people saying that you have to change a shit ton of settings on your computer just to play it and then change it back. I'm like, yeah, that's not worth it. Never got my refund, but whatever. It just kind of sucks, especially for single player games, that is a thing that they do for some reason. It's like no one cares about playing the game anymore. It's just all about being in the top rank, and then what happens after that? Where's your fulfillment? There's no satisfaction in doing that because you just bought it. If you work towards something and finally get there and have it, people maybe think that you got pay to win, but at least to you, you got it legit. And there's a sense of fulfillment there because you finally reached that goal. That's the other thing with the pay to win car. There was no indication if someone bought it, like on their license or something. There's no indication. It just, they bought it and they had it. So there was no way to tell if they got it legit or not. But yeah, I don't know. I just like the fulfillment of unlocking something on your own power. And don't get me wrong, I have paid to win before, but as I got older, I like to just play the game. I don't know what else to say about that. I guess I'll just, yeah. Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is purely revenue, not profit. After I uploaded this video, I got a comment from the Massive Craft server confirming our data was almost spot on, but also mentioning that out of the $1,190 they made on average per month, they only take home about $100 in profit. Then I got a comment from the manager of Fire Vanilla, mentioning how in only a few months, they had lost 75% of their revenue and were making only $900 a month roughly now. And I talked with some server owners after this, such as the owner of the server MC Arcadia, a non-pay-to-win server which at the time was peaking at over 100 players daily, and they mentioned that over a 16-month period since January 2022, they had lost money most months, their most profitable months only being profitable by about $5. For the entire of 2022, the server lost $712. He mentioned he had thought of shutting down the server many times due to his financial situation and could barely afford to pay for the server some months. Running a non-pay-to-win server is extremely hard, guys. They barely get by. So that's the facts of the situation laid out, but if I...
Okay, for chapter 1, yeah, that is true. Trying to run non-pay to win anything is really hard, especially in this day and age. It's unfortunate to see, because it shouldn't have to cost that much. I don't know, maybe I'm just reminiscing of a forgotten age, but I remember, I don't know, this will just turn into another rant. I don't want to do that again for a while. Whatever. I'll just say that, yeah, it's unfortunate you have to pay so much for servers now. I remember when those were cheaper.
I ended the video there, I could almost predict what a good chunk of you would comment or say, something along the lines of, Minecraft servers shouldn't make money, or you shouldn't run a server to make a profit, it should just be for fun, yada yada yada. That raises a valid point though. Should Minecraft servers even make money in the first place? Minecraft purists will look to 2010 and 2011, where no servers really made...
I'm just gonna take this image. I love this old style Minecraft, dude. Even though I didn't have it at the time, I watched videos where people did this stuff. Good times. I don't know what it is about just seeing this few seconds of video. It just really takes me back.
Made any money and reminisce on the golden days. I was like this for many years as well and believed the same myself. But we have to face the facts. That era is long gone. And while that line of thinking might seem valid, let me tell you why it only serves to hurt the Minecraft multiplayer landscape and make pay-to-win servers more and more dominant.
But if you think about it, if no one started that pay-to-win shit in the first place, it probably wouldn't have been this big. All right, just saying. If you think about it, if no one started doing that, or if like everyone all at once stopped doing this, it might be different. But that's impossible. Well, nothing is impossible, but that is extremely hard because no one's gonna stop doing this. Even though it would be pretty cool to see if people did and things went back to old times. I don't know. I'm probably sounding like a boomer.
When you run a server, you have a variety of unavoidable monthly expenses. You of course have the actual physical server, which you basically have to host at a data center called OVH if you want to run a server.
Which I didn't know this existed. I've always been trying to use the third. What is it? Just what is that Minecraft thing called? I don't know. I didn't know that this existed. I didn't know that this page existed. I always tried looking up server hosts in Google and just looking for like ones that were trustworthy, and then try to do it for 8 of my friends and having to pay $15-$20 a month just to get enough RAM, even though the rank 1 should do it. I didn't know that this website existed. I could have used this a long time ago for a smaller server if that's available. My main problem with the third parties is that they never gave you enough RAM or like speed to run it with enough players. I only ever did it for custom maps.
Server in America where most are. A server that can handle 50 to 200 average players can cost anywhere from $200 to $350 per month. And no, there aren't really any other cheaper options for America. OVH is a necessity. It's virtually the only host that provides adequate DDoS protection. Trust me, my server tried multiple different hosts throughout 2021, which only led to multiple days of downtime. Then, in addition to hosting costs, you also have plugin and development costs, which can range anywhere from $50 to over $1,000 a month, depending on what.
That's nuts. That's nuts. 50 to 1,000 a month for plugins. Excuse me. I don't know if plugins consist of like rule settings or if that's like custom stuff. Because like if you were just hosting a survival thing with like, I don't know if it'd be claims or something. It's hard to think about because like when I'm thinking survival, I'm thinking of you can claim it. It's like based on your time online or something. But then there's the thing. This is just like from what I've seen. If you have a spawn that has spawn protection around it, but then lets you just walk into the world, people are just gonna destroy the outside right next to where you leave, so there's no way to actually leave. That's what I did see on the Mysterific server. I went on there and everyone was pretty much huddled towards spawn, because if you went out, there was like a shit ton of... There was a wall and a ton of blocks through it that you couldn't get through. So it was really hard to do anything. I kind of just hung out by the shops by everyone else. But yeah, I can... I don't know if plugins stop that or not, or if... Yeah, I don't know.
Plugins are being developed or purchased. If you pay staff like mods or people to manage and maintain your game modes, which is pretty common as a server is not a one-man job, you normally need a small team, then you have that cost as well, which can set you back anywhere from a few $100s to over $1,000 per month. So with all of these expenses, you can easily see how non-pay-to-win servers are treading a very fine line here. And we still have one big expense we haven't even talked about yet.
Okay, sorry for all the pausing. If you do a non-pay-to-win, honestly, at this point, applications to for a server, I guess, because I know in this, I guess if there's a bunch of pausing and it's more than like 10 seconds or something, then just skip ahead until the thing moves again if you don't want to hear it. This is a correlation to a website that my mom used to use that she had a subscription to for 20 years called Ultima Online. It was a very old, like, medieval one sort of perspective. It was like the, not 8-bit, but it was pixelated. It was, you'd have to look it up. It's called Ultima Online. It was just one of those multiplayer world, like before World of Warcraft, like really old. It was like that, basically, and to be on there, because it was so old, you could still play that today. I still have that brick of a Dell laptop computer that has it on there. The website, I think it's a website, I don't even think it's a launcher, I think it's a website still, you log into, and you play it. So, that requires a player subscription to, like, play on it. And it's not much, I think it's $5? But even then, I mean, for a non-pay-to-win, you could have, like, a subscription service to keep the server open, because obviously if you can't keep up with it, you can have a small player subscription bonus. Not like, and it does nothing for them. It literally is to help pay for the server. And you would just have, I guess, applications or something for people to join. I mean, I don't know, but like pay to win can still exist. It would just need some sort of player like help. I mean, so a lot of very old games, not just Minecraft, do that. At least a few that I've heard of or seen before. And they're still up to this day. They just have a large community around them that still supports it. So this could be a thing, but also this next part, the next part that he talks about is the downside to all of this. And I don't know if I'll have anything else to say until the end of it. I'll try not to.
Advertising. Gone are the days of posting your server on Reddit or Planet Minecraft and getting dozens of players from there. While it's still possible to get some, you won't get far if you use them nowadays. These days, there are a few ways to advertise a Minecraft server, but ultimately it comes down to 3 main avenues. Number 1 is through YouTube videos or streams, like I do with my server. Number 2 is through TikTok, and to a similar extent, YouTube Shorts. You've likely seen many TikToks or Shorts like this before.
I disguise as a fake diamond in order to troll.
These videos are annoying. I'm just gonna say it now. These fucking videos are annoying.
X-rayers.
And number 3 is through paying to be listed on voting websites. For any server that isn't owned by a YouTuber, which is almost all of them, you're going to have to pay regardless of the avenue you choose. You can pay YouTubers to make videos on your server, you can pay people to upload TikToks or YouTube Shorts promoting your server, or you can pay for slots on voting websites so your server is seen by players. Paying YouTubers is...
Okay, this I remember. Sundy's Jailbreak and other server. I actually went back to... Oop, the mic was loud there. I actually went back to this server to see if it still existed, which I think one of them did, but it wasn't the same. I wish I could have, like, the time machine thing that website that people use to go back in time for stuff. If that existed for Minecraft, and if you could play on that server, like, in that update at that time, that would be so cool. I really want to do that. Just that small amount of players and a little black market doing the prison server. I remember doing that, or seeing him play that. It looked so fun, and then by the time I got a computer,
isn't that common anymore, as most sizable YouTubers don't make videos on public servers, so we won't focus on that one. But TikToks and YouTube Shorts are huge right now, and can cost anywhere from $100 to close to or over $500, depending on the size of the creator or the views the TikTok or Short gets. And that doesn't sound too bad, especially at the...
It sounds bad in every way. I'm just gonna say it now. Paying someone to have to advertise your shit instead of someone saying, I wanna see what that server's about. I wanna make a video about it. I think it's pretty cool. Does anyone care about just simplicity of life? Does only everyone care about money now? Like, I know it's used for stuff, but like, you know, you can live simply. I live in the country and I still do this shit. I mean, I just don't see what the appeal is. Like, yeah, you got money to do things, but you know, if you lived simpler and didn't use it on absurd things, then you'd be fine. But like, why you gotta pay $100 for someone to advertise something? In my eyes, that doesn't seem worth it. That's also because I'm working and bills and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing the... I just don't see if, like, why do you gotta pay? Like, for websites even, you gotta pay to be it, like, I don't know, there's a lot I don't understand here. I just don't like how you gotta pay for it now. Unless you're a YouTuber, well, that's nice. In order to be on YouTube, you gotta advertise there too. I don't advertise, I just put shit up. And if I put it in a Discord, it's legit just the link. And if people want to click on it, they can. It's the same thing I do here. I don't do an intro or an outro. I've tried a few times and it just sounds weird and I hate doing it. People know the button exists. People know the drill of YouTube. It's been around for years, so why do I gotta say anything? Like, it's just saddening. Because the way I've said this before. I know this is in the middle of another dude's video. The way I see subs is it's someone that happened to click on your video that you made by pure chance, and then if they liked it, decided to check out everything else that you had. And if they subscribe, that is someone that actually finds your videos interesting. Because if you advertise it or someone else advertises it, they'll subscribe to you, but they might just do it for the support and not actually watch your stuff. So it doesn't really count as a viewer, I guess. So that's what it is to me. Like that's why I don't want promotion from people. That's why I don't advertise saying go to this, go to that. Like I want to put it simply, I want to build the channel from the ground up and not have promoted it much in any way. Because Discord is just a link. And if I have something to say about it, like about what happened, not necessarily in a way to like tell people to look at it, but as a way of explaining what I think I have I did this once on yeah, hold on. Let me find it. I have an example of it in yeah, here's one that I did yesterday, and it was only where is it? Okay. It was yesterday at 6:43 p.m. This is a word for word what it says. This is just the intro. It took over an hour and a half. Wait. Oh, it took an hour and a half to make for just 37 seconds. And I still have like 3 hours of footage left to go. Kirby XD. Which is just the emoji, but the XD emoji, but Kirby. And it's just like something I was working on. And that's it. I just don't like how you gotta pay for fucking everything now just to get out there. That's like all people are looking for. It sucks. It really sucks. I wish things could go back to early 2000s, maybe up to like 2015, 2016 point. Like if things stayed around that era, that'd be cool. But anyway.
Lower end, but the problem is, in order for your server to maintain players, you need constant promotion. One TikTok or short won't cut it for long. You have to keep paying someone or make your own, which most server owners generally don't have the skills or time to successfully pull off. When you need multiple TikToks or shorts per month to keep a consistent 50 to 100 player count and are paying even at the minimum $100 to $200, you can quickly see how that can add up, especially for...
I'm sorry for pausing. Making shorts weekly to keep players online? Wouldn't they just stay online because they find the game fun? Right? Like, why do you gotta make continuous shorts to keep people online? If it's a fun game, that you think they'd come back online to play it. I don't...
Our non-pay-to-win servers, which are barely cracking the 4 digits in revenue per month already.
Sucks.
So how are non-pay-to-win servers supposed to get players then? Well, hey, if you can make TikTok work, consider yourself lucky, because the other option, being voting websites, is a million times worse. You see, these voting websites aren't fair in the slightest. In order to be featured on the first page or on top of them, which is all 99% of people searching for servers look at, you have to pay exuberant amounts of money. Some voting websites charge as much as $20,000 per month just to be featured at number 1, with the other slots costing thousands of dollars monthly as well. And don't even bother trying the normal non-paid for slots, because servers just buy votes anyways.
That is insane. I remember voting on this server a long time ago when I finally was able to get a computer. It was one of the prison servers that still was up to that day, I think. And then there was the OG network that I did. I didn't know... Wait, maybe it was OG network. I don't remember. It was just a server from a long time ago. I remember doing this, and I remember thinking that the votes were legit. I never looked into it. I didn't know that people bought votes on this. Like, what is the point of putting a server here if you can just buy votes? It's stupid. It's stupid. It's Mr. Epic, if you see this, if making a website isn't hard to just show servers and have legit votes that don't have any money to it, someone should just do that. Just a website to where only the votes that are taken are from legit players. Or even just do it the old-fashioned way. Make a Microsoft Excel file, and if you got a good YouTube, take comments into votes and just do it that way. At least then you don't have to worry about bot accounts. Like, People are just finding loopholes to ruin life. At least online. It sucks. And I'm getting heated about this. This is ridiculous. What? There's gonna be a lot of parts I don't know what to say after because I'm just drawing blanks after I say something. I don't know, like... I don't know.
Also costing exuberant amounts of cash. Take a closer look at some of these voting websites and you'll notice something. Almost all of the top spots, which cost the big bucks, are occupied by the same handful of servers. Some, like MC Complex, occupy the top spot on 9 of them, costing God knows how much per month, but they can afford it and profit off it because they are paid to win. You'll notice the same with the other 5 or 10 top slots as well. They are almost all exclusively populated by the same dozen or so popular pay-to-win servers. There is no chance in hell a non-pay-to-win server can ever get their name on here because they barely make enough per month, let alone per year, to afford one of these slots in just revenue alone. And since 99% of players don't actually browse server lists as intended and just copy and paste the IP of one of the first servers that show up on their screen upon clicking one of the first links on...
God damn it. Really? Did my internet just die? Yeah, it did. Fuck you, CenturyLink. One of the joys of living in the country. There we go. Is it gonna load now? There. Okay, anyway. I was gonna say something there about... And I have to watch that part back again so I know what I remember what I was gonna say. Is it not gonna load at 1080p? Really? It was at 1080p before? I'm gonna reload the page. Hold on. This is stupid.
Amounts of
there
cash.
we go. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Take a closer look at some of these voting websites and you'll notice something. Almost all of the top spots, which cost the big bucks, are occupied by the same handful of servers. Some, like MC Complex, occupy the top spot on 9 of them, costing God knows how much per month, but they can afford it and profit off it because they are paid to win. You'll notice the same with the other 5 or 10 top slots as well. They are almost all exclusively populated by the same dozen or so popular pay-to-win servers. There is no chance in hell a non-pay-to-win server can ever get their name on here because they barely make enough per month, let alone per year, to afford one of these slots in just revenue alone. And since 99% of players don't actually browse server lists as intended and just copy and paste the IP of one of the first servers that show up on their screen upon clicking one of the first links on Google, no other servers ever get any exposure or players from these sites unless they cough up the big bucks.
That's the thing. And I don't know if this is just from new generation or new people, like the new way of life, but that's what I take on it. People don't look into anything anymore unless the like something like a video like this is shown. Kids are just like, oh, that's number 1. That must be a good server. I don't care how it got that big. I'm gonna copy the link and play on it. And then what happens after that, I don't know, because I don't know what correlation to make there. But and this goes with like videos and stuff that I've noticed too. As long as there's bright colors in the thumbnail and a PNG image and over-exaggerated all the way through, people are going to watch it. That's not fun. That's stupid. It's fucking retarded. I'm turning on face cam because I'm doing a lot of gestures. There. That works. I hate them. I don't know what it is about bright colors and images all over the screen that make this so much better for somehow the audience, but is this working? There we go. I don't know how that makes it more entertaining. The bright colors and all the shit flashing on the screen. I don't know. People don't look at anything anymore. They don't look into anything. They just think something's cool because it's in number 1. And it all goes so quickly. It's like, if you don't post something within a day, it's like, oh, this person's boring, they're not doing that, moving on to the next one. They're taking life way too fast, man. What the hell did I press? Oh, I was on OBS.
This is why so few non-pay-to-win servers exist, because unfortunately, most of the time they don't make enough money to actually get their server out there, so you never even hear about them in the first place.
Yeah.
Servers need money to actually obtain and maintain players, otherwise they are doomed. Non-pay-to-win servers need more money, otherwise they are doomed. Now, I'm not done outlining why the
Alright. I made it so the rest of this is stuff that I haven't seen on this video. I made it here when I wanted to talk about this because I had a lot to say. And I can't type here. Let me fix my camera. Because it's dark for some reason. There we go. Cool. Alright. This is, I just had a lot to say, and I can't, when I want to talk about this, I don't know what to type. It's easier to convey what I'm trying to say with my voice than with typing, because I can also, like, you can hear the tone of my voice and know how I actually feel. That's just how I am. It's just easier to do it that way. But anyway, yeah. What did I press? I keep accidentally clicking spacebar in OBS. Hold on.
mindset of servers aren't supposed to make money is a stupid one, as there's another big reason servers need money. Players, especially those in the anti-pay-to-win community, always complain about how stale big pay-to-win servers are, how they are all rip-offs of one another, with the same boring pay-to-win game modes, and that all a non-pay-to-win server needs to do is be different and stand out to succeed. So how do non-pay-to-win servers stand out then? Well, they release unique game modes or do something novel that's
because it's all original. You think about pay-to-win servers, they just want to get their name out there and get people on there so they can make money. So they just copy off whatever they can do. But with players that are non-pay-to-win, from what I've seen, I don't play on a lot of servers, but I'm basing this on other game experience that I have. Original ideas and a community behind it. My best correlation I make is Terraria. That game is based on community. Like, the devs are open in the community, taking suggestions from the community, hire devs from the community. It's all community based, and I say that's a lot of how that game has still survived. It's just 10 years old, so
how. This is also an issue though, as developing custom game modes can require a lot of custom plugins, since if you're doing something unique, pre-existing plugins likely won't exist to meet your needs. And this is expensive. For example, my server has been developing a unique mode based on factions containing unique plugins, like a Civilizations plugin amongst much more. This game mode has cost us $4,000 to $5,000 so far. And keep in mind, my server is cheating because we have zero advertising costs. A normal non-pay-to-win server simply will not have the money to throw at such development. Guess who can afford such development though? That's the other issue being overlooked here. We all want to see non-pay-to-win servers succeed and the bigger pay-to-win ones fail, but for that to happen, the non-pay-to-win servers need to beat the competition by providing a better product or having more exposure so people see and join their server instead. Now
yeah, and unfortunately the 1% is just taking up all those slots.
Tell me, how the hell are they supposed to do that when pay-to-win servers are out-earning them by 4 to 5 times, if not more?
That's the other thing. If it's a pay-to-win and it's that popular, then why the hell do you need your name on a website then? Like, at that point, you'd think, alright, we got enough people know about our server, they'll talk about it in their videos and stuff based on online activity. Why do they need it on the list now? It's stupid. Or they should just have a category on the list instead of, like, just a homepage showcasing the list of servers that you can click on instead of just showing the servers. Just saying, like, new servers should be up first. Because then if you want to look for a server that's already there, you can go to the category. I think new servers should be the thing that's shown on that website. Or in some way, like, showing categories of, like, new stuff or, like, it's just something like that. Like, they don't need to be on the top slot anymore, right?
Per month. Guys, it's really quite simple. The Minecraft server industry is feast or famine. If you are pay to win, you have access to so many more resources than non-pay to win servers, giving you substantially more advertising potential and plugin development potential, which only serves to make you even more successful. It's a scenario where the rich only get richer, and the servers who don't have money can never realistically catch up. So, if you actually want to see these terrible pay-to-win, exploitative, predatory servers that are so often complained about actually go away, the only way to do that is to provide better alternatives. And a non-pay-to-win server can basically never provide a better alternative because they simply do not have the money and resources to do.
Yeah, and no one wants to help them out. The people that are hosting the servers don't have, like, some sort of plan for new servers. It's just like, if you're not going to make us money in the long run, we don't want you.
so. One final point I want to touch on here is that it's extremely impertinent to assume that Minecraft servers should not make money. I really hate whenever I see people say this, because running a Minecraft server, especially one with a significant player base, is hard work. You have to constantly maintain the server, of which its players are so regularly finding bugs and exploits. You have to advertise and come up with new ideas to keep the server fresh or fun. You have to manage and communicate with a small team and developers, deal with DDoS attacks and other random events at any time of the day, and much more. Server owners are often investing upwards of 20 to 30 hours a week on their servers, and going up to them and telling them that they shouldn't make any money for their huge commitment is just so disrespectful and presumptuous, it's crazy to me. These people have jobs and other commitments outside of their server and deserve to have something to take home for all their work. But anywho, let's move on now.
Yeah, that's like working. I mean, it's like working in like a charity event where, you know, it's your job also. Like working at we do charity events. Like working at the bowling alley, we do a charity event for the autistic kids for our fishing. We have a pond, like, but the bartenders and stuff have to work there still. They still get paid for it. So that's like going up to them and telling them, you shouldn't make money here. This is a charity event. No, that's not how it works. I don't know if that's like accurate to what that's just what I think of when I hear that. But like, yeah, they can make money, just the way that people are making money on these isn't right. At least for like the amount that they're charging and how unfair it is to legit players. If it was fair to both sides, then yeah, that's fine. Because then someone has the option to actually go and play the game to do it.
I hope I've made it clear to you why non-pay-to-win servers will realistically never see too much success, and how pay-to-win servers will ultimately never be surpassed if things remain as they are currently. And here is what I've come to realize over the past year or so. Rather than being entirely anti-pay-to-win, as is common right now, we should look to target the things that are actually harmful, like gambling, and instead promote ethical monetization. Ethical monetization, what do I mean by this? Well, it's very straightforward actually. Ethical monetization is simply game monetization which is not deceptive, is clear in what you get for paying money, doesn't involve misleading tactics like permanent fake sales, and most importantly, does not involve real money pay-to-win gambling in any way, shape, or form. A good example of ethical monetization is actually most SMPs or survival servers if you got rid of the crates. That's right, these days many pay-to-win servers aren't actually that bad if you ignore the crates and gambling, because they have mostly non-predatory monetization schemes. And what I mean by that is best explained by Clash of Clans. In Clash of Clans, as you play more, get a higher town hall, and unlock more buildings, it takes longer and longer to progress to the next town hall, requiring more time per upgrade, more resources per upgrade, and overall becoming extremely grindy, thus gradually making the need and desire to pay to win and buy gems more and more prevalent. This is intentional.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. They make it so you need to, basically, or you wanna The best thing I can example this. What? The best way I can put this is like GTA. The further you get up in things for like your business and stuff, it's really hard to freaking do missions and shit. Because the output of what you get for doing missions is so much lower, and the input of what you have to put in to like maintain it is a lot higher. So you just have to buy money anyway. Even if there's no hackers involved, because they made it so you can do those missions in closed sessions, but they didn't add that until like 6 years later. So, yeah.
By design, of course, and Supercell will gradually expose you more and more to their shop as you play more and more to facilitate this relationship. Most survival servers these days are the opposite of that. Generally, the perks you get from ranks and from the store become less and less necessary the more you play. Why would you need a top rank with the best kit and gear when you already have dozens of pieces of gear the equivalent or better than that kit because you've played the server a decent amount? If you ignore the gambling, most pay-to-win survival servers are relatively ethically monetized these days. Now that line can very
It's just because people don't want to put in the progression.
For example, prison-type servers tend to be the opposite and lean more into the grindy Clash of Clans type setup, where as you play more and rank up to different prison wards, it only costs more and becomes more time-consuming to progress. But in an era of lifesteal SMPs, Skyblock, and just general survival servers, prison game modes are not as prevalent as they once were, and as such, most servers tend to be more ethically monetized, once again, if you ignore the crates and gambling. Ultimately, Ultimately, rather than being entirely against pay-to-win, we should instead be supporting ethically monetized pay-to-win servers that do not include gambling. This is the best of both worlds. Since they are pay-to-win, they will still obtain the resources and money to compete with the larger unethically monetized servers that contain gambling. And since they don't include gambling or predatory monetization schemes, they are still mostly fair and enjoyable to play on. It's never going to be perfect, I know. It sucks that there's still the element of pay-to-win present, but it's the only realistic way the bigger unethically monetized pay-to-win servers will ever face significant competition. But if I'm fine with pay-to-win, then why do I keep making duping videos on pay-to-win servers? Well, if you've been paying attention to those duping videos over the past few months, you would have noticed a shift in my opinion as well. The pay-to-win mechanics on Pika Network are pretty much fine and aren't predatory, but like every other server that exists today, they do of course have a variety of crates and crate keys. While it is pay-to-win, that isn't really an issue. The real issue is the crate keys, monthly crates, and loot boxes, enabling gambling on a server mostly played by kids. I generally don't take...
That's the other question. How the fuck are kids buying shit on here? When I was young, I didn't have access to any sort of credit card, and I never asked my mom for hers. How the hell are kids buying this shit, man? I'd be losing my shit if I was young and I had 120 bucks to spend on something. I probably would have gotten a Lego set. Like, how?
With servers pay-to-win mechanics anymore, and haven't for some time, but rather with their gambling mechanics, which unfortunately come hand in hand with almost all pay-to-win servers. You see, gambling, which in Minecraft is crates, otherwise known as loot boxes, is one of the most harmful things you can experience when gaming online. Not only are loot boxes shown to correlate highly with psychometric scales designed to assess the harms of gambling, such as the problem gambling severity.
It's basically like buying a scratch-off ticket from the gas station. Those things, the odds of winning those things are very low. It's like the lottery. These are not worth it.
Index, but it's also so dangerous because of the significant portion of the players buying them being teenagers who, due to their younger age, are generally more impulsive and thus susceptible to...
Even in real life, the gas, you have to be a certain age to buy a scratch-off. So this is basically illegal, but also not because it's a video game. So... Because I used to hate the idea that... I did say this once in Black Ops 3. I liked the idea of the crates because my original reason was that in Black Ops 4, apparently you could just buy all the guns at the beginning and get whatever you wanted, but I thought that was stupid. I liked the crates better because it was a random chance, but also, now I'm thinking about it, the crates were also like, you could get them easily from playing the game as well. So it wasn't as bad as this.
Predatory game mechanics. If you really want to add crates, there are alternatives such as making them purely cosmetic or making them not directly purchasable and instead only available in limited amounts like with a kit and a cooldown. But this doesn't make as much money, so servers probably won't do it. Crates are a far bigger problem than a server selling a rank that gives you some fancy armor and tools or some extra commands, and what I think is the real issue with Minecraft servers that we should be focusing on rather than just general pay-to-win mechanics. It's why I, despite no longer disliking pay-to-win, still make duping videos. Duping on a server almost never ends up doing any long-term damage to the server, I'm well aware of that, and factually displayed it in this video here. The reason I continue to make duping videos is because it's the best method of raising awareness to you guys who are these servers players about the harms of gambling and crates. It's the best way for me to send a message to the masses that you should not purchase crates and crate keys on these servers. I don't dupe on servers because I want to take them down or destroy them, that's simply never going to happen. I dupe on these servers because it raises awareness into why they can be harmful. And that has worked to some extent. 10 years ago now, nobody really cared if a Minecraft server was pay to win or not. There wasn't an anti-pay to win movement at all. However, these past 2 to 3 years, there are far more people, including influential ones like YouTubers and server owners, who do tend to dislike pay to win servers. We can do the exact same thing, just with a specific focus on anti-gambling. And maybe, just maybe, there will be a slow shift and servers will choose to remove crates and real money gambling. It's certainly not impossible, just look at Donut SMP. Donut SMP, the biggest SMP in the world right now, effectively removed the entire gambling element from their crates by allowing players to outright choose the item they want from it. And that ultimately is my goal with the duping videos and why I continue to make them, despite no longer being against pay-to-win servers. I want to raise awareness, which hopefully one day will lead to the removal of all forms of real money pay-to-win gambling from Minecraft servers. And speaking of the anti-pay-to-win community, community, there is also a big issue I have with some of them, which is where this video takes another potentially controversial turn. To preface this, I need to obviously mention that there still do exist significant members of the anti-pay-to-win community which have stuck true to their morals and who I know genuinely want to see an improvement in the multiplayer landscape.
Okay, one thing I have to say about the crates, I had an idea about those things just randomly while at work. My mind kind of wanders when I'm doing the job because it's just repetitive. But anyway, the crate thing, I'm like, there could be a way to have crates but also have it be like under $1 or maybe more. Just have a quest board up there that people can take and then it teleports you to a certain map for like a dungeon or something. So there is a way to get items that are really good from doing that quest. And if you die, then obviously you have to wait on a cooldown and get it again. But it's not like the key. The key gives you the item, or not even a key. It probably could just give you the item, or the items are in the dungeon that you can just find. And if you want to get a key for $1 and do it, you have a chance of getting one of those items, each having, like, if there's, let's say 100 items, each item has a 1% drop chance. So it's just completely random. There's no percentage of getting anything better. And it probably would just be like one thing. Like, you don't need different tiers of crates. Like, hell, you could have one for something that's unenchanted but also unbreakable. Like, it could be unenchanted stuff, but you could just win unbreakable items. So that way, if you enchant it, then you have to worry about it breaking. Something small like that. And the prices would be like under $1. So if you want to do that, you can. But doing the quest would be a better output because you could explore the dungeon and get all the items instead of just one from a box. Or you could just get it. Like, I don't know how to say this. I just feel like there is a very much better alternative to those stupid crates that just give you items that isn't even available to anyone else in the game. And yeah, I get it. You need money, but come on, man. Like, you could even like, no, I don't even know now. Because, like, if the crates were done in a different way to where it was fair to everyone that played on it, and if it was, like, under $1, like old games. I remember those things being, like, 50 cents. You could just spin it and get something, and the odds were completely, like, random. It was a 1% for everything. It wasn't tiered up or tiered down. Like, if you're going to do that, then just have everything in the crate be the tier of the crate, not have a chance of always getting something shitty. You know? I'm not promoting or not demoting. I don't know. There's a better way to go about this stuff. Also, I know who the Horizon is.
But, on the other hand, there are also a selection of individuals who could not care less about improving the Minecraft multiplayer landscape or spreading a message, and simply use the entire anti-pay-to-win movement for either their own financial gain or as an excuse to crash and dupe on servers. I don't want to name names as I don't want anybody to be harassed, but for a decent amount of time now, there's been a few individuals which run large Discord servers where they charge players money for access to dupe exploits and methods. These individuals continue under the guise of being anti-pay-to-win and wanting to improve the Minecraft landscape, but in reality, they couldn't give a crap.
I didn't know about this. I don't spend much time online. The only form of social media that I have that I don't even know if it counts as social media is YouTube. I don't have Snapchat, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter, I don't have any of that shit. I think I had Reddit for one time I had it for like a very short time. I downloaded Snapchat as a kid for a short time, deleted it after a week. Downloaded TikTok, deleted it after 2 days. I don't see the appeal. So I don't know what the hell is going on in the online world. I had no idea this was going on though. This is bullshit. This is like people taking advantage of charity events and then using it for their own profitable gain. That's what this reminds me of.
I first came to this realization due to an incident that occurred a few months ago. A while back, I was involved in a dupe with one of these individuals alongside fellow YouTuber Duper Trooper. We did the dupe all good, and then a few months passed. Me and Duper upload our videos, and then another 1 or 2 weeks pass. Then I get a DM from said individual asking me for money, as they were the one who found the dupe and showed it to us, wanting a cut in revenue from the video. Now, if that individual had told me months ago prior to conducting the dupe that they wanted some form of payment since they found the dupe exploit and shared it with us, then it would have been much more reasonable and maybe we could have worked something out. But that individual only came and asked us for money months after he saw our videos were doing well, and that's a precedent I simply did not want to set. So I didn't respond to that individual and decided to to cut the already weak ties I had with them on advice from some other individuals. If that individual had reached out again a few months later to talk about it, I would have been open to having a discussion, but that never happened. A few months passed by again, and a newer server crash exploit has been found, and the individuals are releasing this crash exploit in their Discord to their highest paying members. These individuals decide to crash my server, which remember is non-pay to win, simply because I didn't respond for months to the specific individual's DM. And they try to get my attention by going into my Discords and spamming things. Now, it's whatever. And they try to get...
You had 3 months and 29 days to respond. That legit sounds like blackmail if someone's just gonna murder someone else. It's like literally a kidnapping blackmail message. That's what that reminds me of. What the hell? What does this do for people? That is another thing I don't understand. What does doing that do for you? I thought about this too. The thing that happens online of people trying to ruin other people's careers. Okay, great, you did it. Now what? You're not praised for doing it. You're not going to gain anything from it. There is no satisfaction. You might think that you're going to get something from doing that. After killing someone's career and ruining their life, you feel nothing after that. That's like you find that's like someone murders your family and you finally find out who they are. You kill them long range with a rifle and you expect to feel any better. You don't. You just know that you now just killed a man and that's it. And then you live with it for the rest of your life. Obviously, that's on a much bigger scale, but that's legit the same thing. You feel nothing after doing something like that. Nothing. You're like, oh, I did it. And then it's just, what now? Why people waste their time doing that instead of just moving on? Agree to disagree and move on. Live the rest of your life the way you like to make you happy. Don't ruin someone else's because you're insecure about yourself or something. There's no gain to that. You're just wasting your time. And then there's nothing you get out of it. No one, in the bigger spectrum, no one cares that you did it and you're looked down upon, really. I hate the way the world has evolved.
Get my attention by going into my Discords and spamming things. Now, it's whatever. I don't really care about someone crashing my server. It happens all the time, no matter how petty. In fact, I often turn it into videos itself if it's notable enough. But what this scenario made very clear to me was that a significant portion of the anti-pay-to-win community couldn't give a rat's ass about pay-to-win and non-pay-to-win servers and simply use it as a guise or excuse to dupe on and crash servers for their own enjoyment or to make money. Further evidence comes from the fact that they were going to quit once their Patreon got banned and they could no longer make a profit from selling dupes. Yet, they still go on about how much they hate anti-pay-to-win servers and make it seem like they are acting for the good of the community, when realistically, all they want to see is money in their pockets. And this extends outside of just this Discord selling dupes as well. Many people in the anti-pay-to-win community are just using it for their own financial gain. You can even see this on YouTube.
Wait a minute. I've watched the shotgun raids. I knew something was up. Not with this specific thing. I've seen the shotgun raids before. I think I've seen it. He kept doing videos on a guy hacking on his server, but the more I saw the videos, the more I was like, wait a minute, this is just the same guy over and over again. The same two dudes. And I'm like, there's gotta be some rigging going on here, because there's no way the same guy would come back multiple times to do that. I'm looking it up now. Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy, but he was also saying like the guy contacted him and was in a call with him, telling him to take down the video and whatnot because of. I feel like that entire thing was scripted. I felt that for a long time. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to start any drama. But I've seen this dude before. Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure I've watched. Yeah, it's in my search history. I've seen this guy. Yeah, this guy right here. These videos. Oh, you can't see it. Is there a way to make it better? Is there a way to? You can kind of see it. I'm doing it inverted. There, it's that guy. The guy that he says is it's blurry. It's the guy that he said was making fun of him in his video. But he's made a few videos on this guy, and I always wondered, why did he come back? Why did the same guy that was hacking come back onto his server if he banned him, right? I always wondered that. And it was like, I saw the first video, I'm like, okay, that's funny. And then when I saw it a few more times, it's the same dude, and then another guy this few more times, like, this has to be scripted.
Now, I need to make it clear that there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I don't want to be the gatekeeper of who can and can't do what. If you want to sell dupes and make money off the anti-pay-to-win community, then do it. But then don't go around pretending you care about servers being pay-to-win or anti-pay-to-win, as it's extremely disingenuous when in reality, you are only in it for your own financial gain.
Don't go to shotgun raids if anyone happens to, don't go there and harass them. Okay, this is just my personal opinion about what I've seen. It could be true, it could not be true. This is just a personal opinion. Don't go and harass them like he's saying, Tucci. You do whatever you want. This is just my take on his videos.
Or personal enjoyment, and have crashed non-pay-to-win servers that are actively trying to accomplish the same goal you claim to be striving for. These individuals don't want to actually see the Minecraft server landscape improve, because then there is less opportunities for them to make money. It's even worse because these individuals actually cause harm to the anti-pay-to-win movement. Ask any server owner or individual who actually has experience.
Dude, I hate my internet company. Why? Fucking hell. This is annoying. Where did it leave off? It works fine, and then my company, my internet that I'm using, they're just like, no, we're gonna slow down the speed because you're using it too much. For fuck's sake. I am not using this on any other... I'm not using the internet on any other fucking thing. Why are you doing this? Nothing else is connected. Oh my fucking god. 1 second. Okay, there. Now I got it working again. That was painful. Anyway. I don't remember what I was saying now.
On YouTube. Now, I need to make it clear that there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I don't want to be the gatekeeper of who can and can't do what. If you want to sell dupes and make money off the anti-pay-to-win community, then do it. But then don't go around pretending you care about servers being pay-to-win or anti-pay-to-win, as it's extremely disingenuous when in reality, you are only in it for your own financial gain or personal enjoyment, and have crashed non-pay-to-win servers that are actively trying to accomplish the same goal you claim to be striving for. These individuals don't want to actually see the Minecraft server landscape improve, because then there is less opportunities for them to make money. It's even worse because these individuals actually cause harm to the anti-pay-to-win movement.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this not only in this sense, but in like any sense really. People that ruin the movement of something for their own gain or because they're just being an asshole. Most notably, for me anyway, is the Pride movement. I don't hate people that do that. I hate the people that go around acting all self-important because their identification of something else, wanting to be treated differently and all this shit. It's the people like that that are ruining the movement for the other people that are completely normal and just doing their own thing. That goes for everything, not just Minecraft. I've seen that before on a lot of different occasions, but I guess I kind of just want to throw that in there.
Ask any server owner or individual who actually has experience running a server what they think of the anti-pay-to-win community, and they will say it's full of malicious people who don't know what they are talking about and just want to cause harm. No change will come from this. And I hate to break it to you all, but I agree with them. Oftentimes I'll have arguments with people in my Discord about pay-to-win servers, and 9 times out of 10, they will say something like, selling things is against the Minecraft EULA. When 1, it's not, and 2, they don't even know anything about the EULA, as it's not even the EULA which controls what servers can and can't do, but the
based on speculations, like everything else, people will say shit without looking into it. Which I have done before. I can admit to that now. I've done that before. A while ago. Because I just went off of based on what I heard and made accusations. Which I shouldn't have done. That's also before this whole... I'm pretty sure it was before I moved out from my parents. But yeah. I will admit to that. I have done that before.
Commercial usage guidelines. I won't go into too much detail here because I've talked about it in other videos before, but basically all you need to know is that servers are allowed to be paid to win and sell advantages if their server is not competitive, and what Mojang considers as competitive are servers which either have leaderboards or real money payouts, as shown by their actions against such servers in the past.
Yeah, if your server is pay to win and real money payouts, then that's just horse shit.
I disagree with that, and I would agree with you that it's vague and needs clarification, but that's the facts of the guidelines currently. Anyways, these people in the anti-pay-to-win community don't actually know what they are talking about, and
I remember Mega. I also remember being in well, it was a support call for a different server that I was in, and the conversation came up about Mega. I remember this guy. I won't say anything about the topic, but I know about this guy.
really harms the credibility of the entire movement because all they do is parrot misinformation. The most ironic thing is when these very same players who hate pay-to-win servers so much and claim they are against the EULA actively play on them as well. I don't necessarily blame them for playing pay-to-win servers either. There aren't many non-pay-to-win ones out there for reasons I've made clear to you earlier in the video, but you'd think if they actively hated pay-to-win servers so much, they would at least be playing on and trying to support the non-pay-to-win ones rather than going about crashing them. Regardless, I'm not upset about anything, don't worry. My point is it just feels like a growing number of people claiming to be in the anti-pay-to-win community don't really want to see things improve at all and simply use it as a way to make money or as an excuse to dupe on and crash servers, and that's only setting us further and further back from seeing actual improvement. Another argument I hear against the existence of pay-to-win servers, once again ignoring the gambling features, is the argument that the server's players are all young kids or stealing their parents' credit cards, or the servers are all exploiting young kids.
Wait, hold on. Don't tell me people actually steal their parents' credit cards to buy shit on games. If I ever did that, my grandpa would have paddled my ass. Spanking, it's a term for it. If that's actually a thing that's happening, then that's crazy.
Etc, etc. And while I can't speak for all servers, I can provide some interesting data in that regard that doesn't support this notion. I ran a poll on my server's Discord for a month and a half, only amongst individuals who had spent money on ranks. The poll was straightforward. It asked all server donators how old they were when they first donated to my server. There were 197 responses from 197 separate individuals who spent money on the server. Out of them, only 20 or 10% were 13 or under when they donated, with 40 or 20% being 14 to 15, 52 or 26% being 16 to 17, and importantly, 85 or 43% being over 18. Furthermore, I attempted to find instances from my server's almost 3 years of existence whereby a young kid had stolen their parents' credit card, and we found only one single email from mid-2021 where a 11-year-old player stole his brother's credit card and bought a rank, which the older brother emailed us about. Now, I'm sure there are other instances where this has happened and the parent hasn't noticed or sent an email to us, but guys, this is pretty rare. Amongst the over 1,000 players who have donated to my server, I doubt there are more than 5 cases of a kid taking their parents' card or a kid purchasing.
Okay, I was about to say, if that's a thing that's happening, then that's nuts. Because I was like, I don't think, how would you even get a hold of that?
Something he shouldn't occurring. These servers aren't manipulating young kids into spending money. Overwhelmingly, it's those in their mid to late teens or adults who are making the informed choices on what they want to purchase.
That's worse. Well, it's not worse, but it's worse in a financial set, because at that age you should be saving up to when you move out and when you go to college and when you get on with your life. You should be wasting money on games. That's not a good choice.
Once again ignoring crates. This whole notion and idea that pay-to-win servers are predatory because young kids are being manipulated just simply isn't true for everything outside of crates, not to the extent you'll hear people attempt to claim anyways. You could argue that my server may have a different sample of players than other servers because it's not pay-to-win, but that's also not true. Most of the people on my server have or currently play on other servers which are pay-to-win. Most of you guys—
I can confirm, I was in a call with a few people when I joined that for the first time. I think I got the OG because I liked how the server was at the time, and I was in a call with a few of them. I don't know if I actually did a direct donation, but I know I got a rank at some point. I was in a call with some of them. They were setting up like a boat race, and it was something about like the winner getting something. It was hard for them to do because someone found the original track and destroyed it, so they had to make another one. But I do remember this. There were a few people that were doing it. It was like there's this tiny little thing that they built in a boat race. And I remember being in a call with a few of them, and some were young, yeah. I don't think they were under 13. I think the youngest one said that they were 14 or 15. Can't remember. Because I know Discord bans you if you're not at the right age. But I do remember Nikolai can confirm that they were quite young in playing on here. Within the boundaries of TOS.
Guys watching my videos, which is where my service players come from, have or are currently playing on them as well. And most of the time, an individual finds a dupe on a pay-to-win server and tells us they are active players of that server as well. The player bases are the same, guys. Young kids are not being exploited by the server's non-gambling related pay-to-win mechanics. Alright, so now with all this rather lengthy information I provided you, we can return back to my server and this new pay-to-win mode, and I can tell you why we've decided to release it. As promised, and because I want to be transparent with you all, I'm going to share some details about my server I haven't shared before. In the roughly 2.5 years I've run this server, it has made a total of $41,819 in revenue. In that same time, we have spent close to $10,000 on hosting at almost $300 a month on average, and our total profit based on the money left in the server's PayPal account is $11,704. Doing the math, we can then calculate that we spent a bit over $20,000 on plugins, development, paying people, and basically any other server expenditure we've had over time. And I want to remind you all that my server was in the lucky position where we had permanent free advertising in the form of my YouTube channel. If we also had to pay for advertising or a YouTuber didn't own the server would not have even lasted a month. Now, $11,704 sounds like a lot, but when you take into account that this figure is the result of 2.5 years of work split between two people, myself and the other server owner who maintains.
Oh no, I meant it does from like okay, never mind. No, I was talking about the payment. There's another. I don't think that should be monthly. You serious? Like thousands a month? My God. To pay for a Minecraft server, that just blows my mind that it's that much for a Minecraft server. Good Lord. My God. I feel like that should be like a payment that you make every 6 months or maybe quarterly. That's nuts, dude.
Backend that keeps it running.
At least for the host, not the paying the actual people, but for the hosting and stuff. God. That's so much.
It really isn't that much. For me, that's been fine though. I've never run the server for money. I've never touched the portion of the server's profit that's mine because I didn't need it. I could use the server for videos, it gave me interesting things to talk about, and ultimately was a good editorial tool to my channel, helped by the fact that I had the easy owner job of just promoting the server and designing the game modes. But for the server's other owner, one of my personal friends who I knew long before YouTube, who has had the hard job of working tirelessly over the past 2.5 years to maintain the back end of the server, patch bugs, deal with issues round the clock, help development and do configs amongst other headache-inducing tasks, as well as our server's main admin who has helped with all that immensely, it's really not a good deal. For the other owner of the server, of which we go 50-50 on everything on, that's a take home of about $200 a month. If you consider all the hours he spent on the server each month in terms of a job paying per hour, his pay would be illegal in most first world countries.
It would.
Now that was fine for him. He always enjoyed running the server and it's something he wanted to do, and he also used it to gain experience in the field of cybersecurity, which he will be working in soon. But the issue becomes when he simply no longer has the time to invest dozens of hours every week into a server with very little financial return.
That's understandable.
Which is what is going to be happening soon, part of the reason why we decided to begin releasing pay-to-win game modes. This is the case for many of the non-pay-to-win servers out there today, most of which are passion projects tirelessly worked on by their owners and staff. But when that passion fades, the free time disappears, and the server is no longer worth the investment, what happens? It's not sustainable long term. Full stop. I can already see people commenting the likes of, you should pay for the server with your own YouTube earnings, but that's also a terrible solution. What happens if my channel dies or I stop making money? What happens if I lose interest in Minecraft or YouTube entirely? Having an entire server reliant on another individual is not sustainable in the slightest. I want my server, OG Network, to be a server that is still alive and running 10 years from now, regardless of my channel and my own personal situation. I want it to be the server which you can come back to in multiple years' time and still recognize things from. And in order for that to happen, it has to be self-sustainable in the long term, and currently, while we aren't losing money, as long as the server remains a passion project solely, its days are numbered. Even more so when big $4,000 to $5,000 development costs for new and unique game modes are in the picture. So that's why we are releasing pay-to-win and ethically monetized game modes with no real money pay-to-win gambling, mind you, to cement the server's longevity and future. We won't be changing the current SMP you have seen in videos, or the other two minigames the server already has. Don't worry, you will still be able to enjoy them in all their non-pay-to-win glory. But starting now, OG-network.net will no longer be a non-pay-to-win server, but instead an ethically monetized one, in order to secure its long-lasting future. And if you want to help support that, please do check out the server. Some of you may mention that we and other non-pay-to-win servers should add more cosmetics. Surely my server and non-pay-to-win
Yeah, I have a thing to say about cosmetics though. Why? Why would you spend money on cosmetics? It doesn't do anything to help you, and if you're gonna have cosmetics, it's, in my opinion, better to unlock them than to buy them. Only personally because of the burnout thing. You showed off your skill by unlocking cosmetics. I guess for Minecraft it's a different state, but why spend so much on cosmetics? I don't get it. It's a cosmetic.
to win ones can make more money this way, right? Well, wrong. Cosmetics only really work on minigame servers. People don't really use them on servers with persistent long-term game modes like SMPs and Skyblock. In fact, a study from 2017 comparing the revenue of a pay-to-win and non-pay-to-win server with minigames, which is where I got the idea for my original video from, actually concluded that cosmetic perks do not work well for long-lasting game modes and aren't nearly as appealing there.
Because there's no one near you. You're in a survival. You're usually with your friends or with yourself or with one person. There's no one near you to see them, so there's no reason for people to want to buy them. I'm assuming. Because people want to show off their stuff.
Minigame servers have also largely died out besides the main big ones and aren't really that common anymore, so just choosing to run minigames isn't a solution either. It makes sense though. Just imagine you are trying to build a base or complex redstone contraption on a competitive survival server, then an annoying ass particle effect obscures half your vision, or your basemate's weird custom hat cosmetic makes it hard to see. This phenomenon is present on my server as well. Our ranks have a variety of cosmetic and non-pay-to-win perks, but can you guess what the main reason people bought them was? Simple. It's the fact that they can get an extra /home, probably the only thing that could be considered a minor advantage out of all the rank perks on the server.
I don't remember.
Well, they get an extra home for every rank besides the second cheapest one, called Ace. This rank has every single perk the rank above it has, which costs almost double by the way, but the fact that it doesn't have an extra home means it's sold significantly worse. There are 131 people in my Discord with Ace rank. There are 365 with the rank below it, and 237 with the rank above it, and 170 with the second most expensive rank, which costs almost 4 times the Ace rank's price. And it's always been like this. People only really donate when they get some sort of tangible advantage from it. Cosmetics aren't nearly as...
I don't even think I have... I don't remember if I got the subscription or if I just got the $60 one because I like the idea of the server. Not saying that for any sort of... like... to make me look good. I just liked how the server, like... I didn't care about whatever the hell the thing gave you. I think I could check Discord. I'm pretty sure I'm still there. I don't have to... where is it? Did I actually leave it? Shit, I think I disconnected from it. Unless I'm not looking at it right. Fuck, I think I disconnected from it. Shit. Or this could have been the time. No? Fuck, I think I left accidentally. Oh, whatever.
valuable or desirable on most Minecraft servers, because unlike other games, they can only be used on that one specific server and nowhere else. Why would somebody buy cosmetics on a random server when they could download a resource pack or buy a Luna Client cosmetic they can use anywhere? Yeah. To conclude this video, I want to remind you all of one thing. It is not impossible for a non-pay-to-win server to succeed, nor is it impossible for them to surpass pay-to-win ones. But trying to do so is like trying to run without a leg. It's a handicap that makes things vastly more difficult, and for 95% of server owners, is not a financially feasible method of running a server. So next time you see a pay-to-win server, don't immediately just assume they are greedy or the scourge of the earth. And if you want to see actual change, try to enact it in areas that actually matter and can do harm, like gambling. If you made it this far into the video, you are a true fan. Thank you. I'm never making something this long again. Be sure to check out my server,
Thank you, CenturyLink, for ruining...
og-network.net, and come to the server's Discord if you want to debate or talk about this entire topic more with me.
Why? It's the end of the video. I hate my internet. You fucking...
Sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching.
Okay, anyway. I'm gonna put my own input in here. Let me open up this too so I can actually check and see if it worked. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I'm actually not in his Discord or not. I swear to fuck, I thought I was. Let me see. Did I? Or is it just not in the... Oh, I did leave. Son of a bitch. I thought I didn't leave. Okay, well. I thought I was in here already. I didn't remember leaving. Oh, type the command in-game. That's why. Unless I don't know, I want to see if I actually did do this or not. But anyway, yeah. I like how he's going about this. Everything I talked about in the video is legit. Like, that's exactly how I feel in a lot of those senses. This will be linked. I don't even know if I'm gonna edit this. I think I'm just gonna keep everything in. Just like I know I said didn't want to steal this stuff, but I think it's just easier because there's a lot I paused about and a lot I talked about this. This is in no way meant to steal his idea or his video stuff. This isn't monetized. I can't even get monetization. This isn't for promotion. Comments will be turned off. His channel and the original video will be linked in the description. If you liked this, then go look at his stuff. Like, this is all this is. It's just talking about the thing that he made. So, yeah, that's all this is. I'm going to check the Discord, but I don't need to do that. I'm pretty sure I'm still on the thing. I just have to update my game version. I haven't been on here in probably a year. It was around the time when I was still living with my parents, so I think it was last year. But, yeah. I don't... I'm trying to think of something to say. I don't really know what else to say. But yeah, this was just talking about this video because I didn't know how to write it in a comment, and it kind of turned into something longer. But yeah, this is his stuff, and why? Oh, I forgot to turn the screen back on. Yeah, so all this is if you I don't know what to say. I support what he's saying here, and I really think there could potentially be a way that they come back. It would just be very difficult, but I agree with like people not having time, it being really expensive. I hate how expensive it is. I never had any idea that it was like this at all, but yeah, I'll just this up, and yeah, I don't know what else to say.